Hey Nick, you think I got time to finish my goldfish?
You're in a cave.
You're in a cavern.
A cavern.
A cavern has no outside entrance. A cave does. This has no outside natural entrance. You're in a cavern. Have you guys step right here for just a minute, guys. Have you all step over to the right hand side for just a minute till everybody catches up. So in 1975, they drove another way out of the cave, so it goes outside, so I guess now we're a cave, not a cavern. Technicality. I'd like to welcome to Ruby Falls. My name is Bill. I'll be your tour guide, and I'd like to find out where you're all from. I'm from Ohio. Where are you guys from?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right, where are you guys from?
New Jersey.
All right.
Chicago.
Chicago, Windy City,
Birmingham.
Birmingham, Kingsport. All right. You step around the corner. We have photography to get some pictures. Then we'll start our tour.
Come on down this way.
Let's get started.
How many do we have for first photo? 2? Let me get you 2 right up here at the black line. I'll let you take this reference card here.
All right.
Everybody else, y'all come on down to this blue line for me. All right, guys, look right here at me under the light. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much, guys. Head on down, join with the group, and we'll get started in just a minute.
Thank you.
How many do we have?
Had your keyboard in there.
Eh, that's all right.
All right.
Oh,
So you can see it.
I've never been so old.
Stay to the left. Stay to the left for me, please. There we go. Excellent.
Not quite good, are you?
Yeah, don't care about it.
There's a guy that posts lots of YouTube things with his kids where he's this one I have to go all the way back.
Yeah, watch your head.
You're recording all this?
Yeah. Of course I am. Aren't you recording?
No.
Oh.
Here, can you hold the back?
Look, water.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to clip it to your pants.
I did, but I'm doing what I told you I was doing.
Oh, pulling them down.
You guys got a feeling of looking on the left? Keep coming up, guys. Left hand side. Two more coming around. You guys in the back kind of fill in the middle. Come up about one step, a step and a half. There we go. Kingsport, you back there? All right. Again, I'd like to welcome Ruby Falls. My name is Bill. I'll be your tour guide. Folks, as you go through the cave, if you have any cave questions, I'll be glad to answer them. I have a very unusual hobby. I'm a caver. I crawl through caves out in the woods and have a lot of fun doing that, even at my age. I'm 75 and I'm still having fun. Before we start the video, we're going back in history to 1928. That's when Mr. Leo Lambert found this cave for the very first time. And once he got down here, he started looking around, exploring, and he found something in this cave he'd never seen before. He had no idea what it was. He looked up in the wall of the cave and he found these prehistoric television sets down here. So we're going to show you a short little video on how they found Ruby Falls in 1928. Boys and girls, look at the old photographs. They're kind of neat. Then we'll start our tour. Take a look, guys.
Welcome to historic Ruby Falls. We're glad you're here. Your elevator brought you down 260 feet into the very heart of historic Lookout Mountain. Dominating the skyline of Chattanooga, rising up from the banks of the Tennessee River and stretching 80 miles southwest into Georgia and Alabama, Lookout Mountain features extensive cave systems, including the Lookout Mountain Cave. Throughout history, the natural opening of the Lookout Mountain Cave on the banks of the Tennessee River allowed easy access for early Native Americans in the region, whose folklore and legends included tales of miles of underground passageways, bottomless pits, subterranean rivers, underground waterfalls, and lakes. This same cave was used by both Union and Confederate forces during Civil War battles in the Chattanooga area, perhaps most notably as a temporary hospital. As Chattanooga became a large railroad hub for the South, it became necessary to construct a tunnel through the end of Lookout Mountain to provide rail access from Nashville to Chattanooga. During the construction of this railroad tunnel in 1905, the Lookout Mountain Cave entrance was intersected and sealed off from outside access. Leo Lambert, a young man living in Chattanooga, had played in Lookout Mountain Cave with his friend Jimmy Fuller for years. In 1923, Mr. Lambert began investigating the concept of drilling an elevator shaft into the side of Lookout Mountain in an effort to reach the old Lookout Mountain Cave and potentially reopen it to the public. On November 1st, 1928, the process of drilling the elevator shaft to open this cave was started, a prospect which carried a price tag of $25,000. A total of 3 crews working 8-hour shifts labored around the clock, garnering 5 feet of progress for every 24 hours of work. 2 months of drilling into solid limestone rock. At the 260-foot level, a gush of air rose up through the shaft as the jackhammer hit a void in the rock. Upon further drilling and inspection, a small opening into a previously unknown chasm was discovered. This opening, measuring 2 feet high and 4 feet wide, was immediately explored by Lambert, his friend Jimmy Fuller, and a small crew. They disappeared into the chasm and were gone 17 hours. Upon their return, Lambert excitedly told of the discovery of amazing geological formations and the existence of an enormous waterfall. A few days later, Lambert re-entered this newfound cave with his wife Ruby and christened this natural wonder with her name, Ruby Falls. Drilling continued to the 420-foot mark, where the shaft intersected the Lookout Mountain Cave as expected 90 days after drilling began. In total, 15,000 pounds of dynamite was used to loosen 5 million pounds of limestone, which was removed from the shaft 1 bucketful at a time. That same rock was reclaimed and used to build the cavern castle, as well as develop the cave trails. On December 30th, 1929, 14 months after drilling began, the Lookout Mountain Cave was open to the public, while construction of the newfound Ruby Falls Cave continued. On June 16, 1930, Ruby Falls Cave was open to the public and quickly grew to overshadow the popularity of the old Lookout Mountain Cave tour. In 1935, tours of the Lookout Mountain Cave were halted because of the enormous popularity of the Ruby Falls Cave and its unusual features, including, of course, the waterfall itself. Since its grand opening, Ruby Falls has hosted millions of people from all corners of the earth. As you journey from this point, you will eventually reach the spectacular 145-foot waterfall at a depth of 1,120 feet underground. This makes Ruby Falls the deepest commercial waterfall in the United States. Ruby Falls is also listed in the National Register of Historic Places because of its economic impact on the neighboring community. As you move through the cave, we ask you to please stay with your guide, follow the safety instructions you're given, and enjoy this natural wonder, Ruby Falls.
Okay guys, just saw Ruby Falls, and you all head back to the elevator. When Mr. Lambert found this cave, guys, in 1928, he had to crawl on his hands and knees and his belly for 6 hours in this cave before he could physically stand all the way straight up. If you look over here on the left, I'll show you why. There's the top of the cave Mr. Lambert found back to the elevator. The floor of the cave is right here. Everything below this line has been cut out so we can get in here. Everything above this line has been cut out to make it a larger room. That's where they crawl, it's right through there. And ladies, if you remember the video, 2 days later, Mr. Lambert asked his lovely wife, Ruby, "Hey Ruby, let's go see a waterfall today." Ruby said yes, and ladies, Ruby had to squirm through that narrow little passageway to get back to that waterfall in 1928. And ladies, she's wearing a dress. I'm sure when she got out, she had a mini skirt on. Low rocks, be careful guys, you taller folks, be real careful. And ladies, watch the rocks on the side, those are called gotcha rocks. If you walk into gotcha rocks, they're going to get you. And kids, you got made because you're short. But boys and girls, this is an active cave. There's water dripping from the ceiling. Floors may be a little slippery, so be careful when you see water on the floor. Your water drops on your nose, your ear, your head, your hands. That's good luck. That's called a cave kiss. You're all going to get a cave kiss today, guaranteed, sometime. However, if water knocks you over, that's bad luck. That's called a flood. All right. You got beautiful weather out there today. Wish I could play hooky today. All right, we're going to pass some other people coming out of the cave. They're called our survivors, and they have the right of way. So when I see survivors coming, I'll have you step either to the right or left. We're going to back up, let the survivors go through. We will be stopping 3 more times before we get to the waterfall. I'll tell you more about the cave. This is the most important thing on the whole tour, guys. Keep together as a group. Don't string all the way through the cave. I don't want the folks in the back to miss anything. There are 3 stops along the way. A little bit of trivia for you as you go around the corner. The original floor of the cave is going to be about the shoulder level and above for the adults, that real narrow area. So to give you an idea what Leo had to crawl through along with Ruby to get through this cave in 1928. And it's going to be that way until you get around the corner where there's a sign that shows that Mr. Lambert first stood up back in 1928. Yeah, you got real excited when you saw that sign. All right, Lambert, you can stand up now. Y'all ready to go see a fabulous waterfall?
Yeah.
Hey, see who gets first cave kiss, boys and girls. Here we go. Ready? Here we go, guys.
Oh yeah, I'll keep an eye on it.
Panda. So far away.
No, I guess we're far away.
Can you imagine crawling through this?
Yeah, I could.
Would you be able to?
Yeah. I'm so excited about that. You still recording?
Mm-hmm. Haven't stopped. That's right there.
Yeah. Crawl through all this with this file.
I could do it.
And this is where he was able to stand up at approximately 650 feet from the elevator.
It's right up in here.
Sorry. Looking up.
Well, it's wide angle lens, so it's catching it all.
From the diary of Leo Lambert, December 31st, 1928. We're all amazed at the incredible things we observed in this new area. We originally entered the caverns through a small opening in the elevator shaft, and we crawled for 7 hours until we could finally stand up. We eventually found our way to a geological wonder. There are formations all around. One looks like a large wax candle, another one like a cactus. spent my life studying formations, but I have never seen anything like this. Stalactites growing from the ceiling or overhead throughout this area, and stalagmites coming up from the ground, as well as columns where the two meet and join together. Further ahead, we found unusual formations that look like a chandelier or a totem pole. There's even one that Jimmy said looked like the north end of a southbound donkey. One column looks as if it's made from onyx. We continued onward.
You may touch these formations as you pass, but we ask that you not touch any other formations in the cave. Today, there is a state law against writing on, defacing, or breakage of formations in caves.
Hello.
It's so smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's boreholes for dynamite. Look up. Hey, look, it's me. I have a rock formation. I bet you they don't have a panda one. Look there. Behind you.
You got it.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
since I've been here, so now all these pennies are going to be trapped in.
Okay, as we move ahead, guys, taller folks, watch your head. There's a rock up here, real low. Careful, guys.
Kind of remind you of the Goonies.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, here come their survivors. Back up to the right side. Our survivors. They're tired and hungry. Need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Hey, what kind of, my brother had that same. Go, go, go. Oh, it's that. Here we come. Excuse us, survivors on the way. Backside.
You gotta walk further than they're coming, yeah.
Here, hold this a sec. Hold this a sec. Alright. How much you want to carry it?
You're just so good. Well, don't save it down.
Oh, that dry one. I don't know if I say it's on
A little bit of a water better.
Yeah.
But that alligator, man, it's cool. That alligator's cute.
Alligator. I don't remember no alligators.
I dress now.
Boys and girls, we have up here inside of the Leaning Tower next to me, we have Myrtle the turtle. There's Myrtle's shell, and there's Myrtle's head climbing up the Leaning Tower. Myrtle the turtle, boys and girls. And when you walk by the Leaning Tower, that's our oldest formation in the cave. And when the geologists come through here and look at that formation, they figured out it's about 2 million years old. And when the tape's over, we're going to walk ahead, and about 25 feet ahead of the Leaning Tower, there's a neat formation. Looks like a rooster on a surfboard. There's no sign, see if you can find it. Rooster on a surfboard, 25 feet ahead on the right of the Leaning Tower. Take a look.
From the diary of Leo Lambert, December 31st, 1928. Throughout our exploration over the last 2 days, we saw many incredible sights. The numbers and types of formations were staggering. Draperies, flowstone, and curvy stalactites that are called helictites. The most impressive part of the Hall of Dreams was the wealth of capillary tubes overhead. All stalactites start as a hollow tube. Jimmy and I prefer to call them soda straws. There's even one formation that looks like a large leaning tower. The mineral deposits down in the caves are abundant, with the gray limestone walls, white calcium carbonate, iron oxide with its reddish-brown coloration, and black manganese. Some of the formations in this area are dry, while others are wet. This indicates whether or not they are still active, with the moisture being evidence of active growth. In that same area, we continue to find more and more formations, including one that looks like a turtle and one like a fish. Ruby is going to love all of this.
Please watch your head and use the handrails where provided.
Left side. Oh, I just got a cave kiss. I got a cave kiss. You didn't. What?
Hi guys. Hi. Hi everybody, how are you guys doing?
Getting close and comfortable with each other?
Hi group, watch your heads on the left here.
I remember when I was crazy as a boy.
Funny part is I'll make that a highlight of the video. Hello.
Hello. Hi to everybody.
Bye.
You looking for the rooster on the surfboard?
No, I haven't been looking for it. This one looks like it right here, actually.
Kinda, sorta.
That's what it looks like right there.
Kinda looks like a rooster on a surfboard. I don't know if that's it or not, but it kinda looks like it.
Oh yeah, it will.
Dragon's foot. The hard part is actually getting everything.
No, it's right here or over that way.
Almost exactly. Giant potato chip. This one by the exploration team complained of hunger. Nature apparently has a lot of
Maybe it's a diaper change. Somebody does.
Not at last. Underneath the delicate drink looked like a huge slice of meat. None of it was almost exactly like a giant potato chip. At this point, one of our exploration team complained of hunger. Nature apparently has a sense of humor.
Orange! Orange! Orange!
Down by your sister.
You guys can all kind of ease over a little bit to your left side.
I guess we're turning around.
Folks, we're stopping here. We're waiting for another group to come through the cave so we can continue. And while we're stopping, remember back there we had our bacon back there? That's the lowest spot of the cave, right back there. If we have a real heavy rain, the cave will flood. About 3 or 4 times a year we have a major flood in the cave. We have to shut the cave down for a day or two because of high water. And that's the lowest spot in the cave, right back there where the bacon is. It's the low spot in the cave, so we'll flood there first before anywhere else. Water comes up real slow. It's not a flash flood, so we can tell when it's coming. We can shut down the cave. And anytime flood water goes over the floor, we do have to shut the cave down because of high water. Christmas Day, we had an exceptional amount of water back there. We had 5 feet of water standing for 3 days because of a high amount of rain just before Christmas. And it really flooded the cave. We were shut down for 3.5, 4 days during Christmas time because of high water. That doesn't happen very often, but occasionally it does after real heavy rain. Another interesting fact, if you all look above your head, there's a large crack. It goes up to the ceiling of the cave. Anybody know what that crack is called besides the big old crack? It's called a fault line. You folks are walking right through the middle of a fault line. But before you get too excited, there's 2 types of fault lines, the good one and the bad one. The bad fault lines out in California where tectonic plates are sliding around causing earthquakes, cause all kinds of havoc. This is a different kind of fault line. It's called a thrust fault line. When Africa bumped up against North America millions of years ago, it pushed up the Appalachian mountain chain. This is the end of the Appalachian mountain chain right here, Lookout Mountain. When our mountain got pushed up, it split right down to the middle. And at that time in history, there's a shallow sea up above our heads. That water came down through this crack, eroded away all the limestone, and produced the caves around Chattanooga and all these mountains around here. These mountains all have fault lines in them, and all these mountains have a lot of caves in them right around Chattanooga. A lot of caves, recreational and commercial. This crack actually goes all the way up to the top of the mountain. There's a layer of sandstone on top. There's anywhere from 200 to 800 feet of sandstone on top of this limestone. If we did not have the sandstone on top of the limestone, you would not be here today. This all would have been weathered away, eaten away with water, rain over the years, and we would not have a cave here. So the sandstone has actually protected our cave from erosion over millions of years. Also, another neat fact, the top of Lookout Mountain at one time was a valley, and there's two mountain ranges on each side of us. Those mountains have been weathered away with the rain and the winds and the surface and the cracks and crevices and earthquakes and things like that, and it left our mountain. So again, it's kind of an interesting fact about this part of the country. When all this was forming during that time they called Pangea, with all the supercontinents, this part of the country was south of the equator. So Chattanooga was south of the equator when all this was going on, millions of years ago. That was the time of the dinosaurs, about 250, 300 million years ago. So kind of interesting facts and figures about our mountain. And this is a fascinating mountain for the geologists because there's so much going on, and it's all out in the open, and the geology students can see it in our mountains in and around Chattanooga area. This crack also goes 2.5 miles down below our feet. So it's a big crack, but it does not move, and we are required by OSHA to check it with micrometers yearly and make sure there's no movement in this particular cave. No movement at all. It's a thrust fault line, not a tectonic plate. All right, it looks like we
Hey, pull your head in. Pull your head right in. I want you to walk again. See all this
Yeah, something you should see familiar. Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like rain? This is called cave. This is called cave kisses.
Couple stairs ahead. It smells clean down here.
Take a picture of her too.
I'll be playing a game if I could.
All you tall guys, duck your heads. This rock's called the guillotine. Duck your heads, guys.
That means you, Panda Bear.
You got a rock coming up called the guillotine.
Hmm?
I told you not to do that again. So help me. Look at the camera and smile. And you're going to think, man, this is such a great picture. Except I have a horrible look on my face.
We're going to show it to all your girlfriends.
Playing at the wedding video.
Wedding video right there. Video, wedding video.
What'd you do?
Full compilation of
50th birthday video. Keep bringing it up over and over again for the rest of your life. Make you miserable.
What you had?
6 more miles straight ahead. You ought to be there, oh, I don't know, sometime after supper.
Good thing we ate.
They get a supper. It's getting great.
And drank.
Kind of just feels like I'm pregnant.
Were you saying 50th wedding anniversary? This is kind of cramped.
I know.
Yeah,
It's really interesting.
You would never get me in that cave. I'm like, yeah, you can't do that anymore.
Smile, Amanda.
No, mine.
Look up.
I did. There's like a little shelf up there.
Mm-hmm.
Coming through. Are you having fun?
Go.
Don't talk like a baby.
Can you hold my hand again?
Watch your head now.
Okay.
Now I want to do the other cave stuff. This is not cave.
What, like climbing through caves?
Yeah, the one that the actual rocking out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is not.
Or the Raccoon Mountain?
This is not caving to me. This is luxury.
Oh, this is, yeah, no, this
No, I
is
wanna
a tour.
I want to do the other caving.
Where we crawl through?
Yeah. I want to do the crawl through. I want to get out. Like, we're gonna be dirty.
We can do that.
I don't like.
I mean, maybe we can
this
do.
is fine and dandy, but it's like I want to do the other caving.
So maybe we do that Thursday before we leave.
Right over here, like your inches, there's a high spot here, might help you out. If you guys step right around the corner, as you come around the corner, guys stand right behind the last person in the row. How we doing, England? You having fun?
Yeah,
Good job. All right. You guys are adventurous and came all across a big pond in a big boat to see our waterfall. Yeah, right. Yeah, you step right around the corner, guys. Okay, are you two together?
I'm with them.
All right. Are you with them?
Yes.
No.
You with them? Okay, let's stay right here and see how we're doing.
Okay.
You might have room for everybody.
I think we're getting close to the falls.
How we doing, Kingston? You back there?
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks, from the elevator to this part of the cave, we have walked 2,260 feet. That's almost half a mile from the elevator to this part of the cave. Hey guys, exercise is fun when there's something to do, right?
Right.
How about that? At the elevator, we were 260 feet underground. Not anymore. We've been walking straight back inside the mountain. Lookout Mountain's going way over top of our heads. From right here, the top of the mountain is 1,120 feet. That's almost the height of the Empire State Building from here to the top of the mountain. If you listen, you hear music and water in the background. Yeah, I hear the water. Everybody wants to know where the water's coming from.
Yes.
The water, all right, I'm going to tell you. The water for the waterfall is coming from an underground stream up on top of the mountain. Hey kids, you want to hear the secret about that stream? I'll tell you. That secret is that cave is up above us. There's a cave up above us. There's 3 caves stacked right on top of each other, guys, right here where you're standing. When it rains on top of the mountain, hey kids, get ready for a big word. When it rains on top of the mountain, all that water collects in a giant aquifer. That was a big word. Aquifer up on top of the mountain. It holds all that water up, and slowly, boys and girls, that water is released into the cave. Then the water flows through the cave, breaks through a hole in the ceiling, and creates our waterfall. Then the water drops about 145 feet down to a pool of water underneath the waterfall. Pool of water, only about 5 foot deep. Hey kids, no swimming. That water's cold, really cold. Then the water flows through our cave, drains down to the Lookout Mountain Cave 200 feet below us, and from there it all drains out to Tennessee River. I'm sure you all saw the Tennessee River when you drove up here today. This whole room you're about to walk into, guys, is natural, carved out by water millions of years ago, just like the rest of our cave. The only change that Mr. Lambert made to that room was he added a floor. In 1928, there was no floor in that room. It was all water. It's a big lake. Now the lake is underneath the floor, big I-beams, concrete decking, all that good stuff. So now we can walk all the way up and see the waterfall without getting soaking wet like Leo did back in 1928. All right. And when you go in, the lights are going to be on, folks. And I want to tell you about the lights. They're on a timer. I have no control on the timer. I will warn you before the lights go out. So when the lights come on, if you guys in front, just walk all the way up the railing, get your photographs by the waterfall. Then if you kind of move to the side, let the guys in the back come forward and get their pictures. If we all move around a little bit, it's a little courtesy thing. It really works out. That way everybody can get a chance by the waterfall to get their pictures. And you folks in the back can get some really nice pictures of the waterfall, because from the back of the room, you can get the whole waterfall in the picture. You guys might want to think about that when you're taking your pictures, because you can get the whole waterfall in when you get back to the room. Then as you move up, you see less and less and less of the waterfall in your cameras. So keep that in mind too. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to answer questions for you. Another hint for you photographers: if you're taking pictures of people, turn your flash on. That way you light the faces up of your friends. You won't see just a bunch of shadows when you turn it to look at them later. If you're taking pictures of waterfall and the room, turn your flash off. You get much better results. There's a lot of moisture in the air. Sometimes the flash will bounce off the moisture back to your camera, and you get spots all over your pictures. So those are a couple hints for you. They usually work out pretty good for you. If you have any other questions, I will be available to answer questions you might have about the cave or waterfall. Every Friday night we have a lantern tour go through here, about 8:30 every night on Friday nights. And during the lantern tour, we only take about 10 or 12 people at a time. We pass out lanterns up in the main lobby. When we get down here, we turn out every light in this cave. No lights at all, guys. Only lantern light, all the way through with lanterns only. When we get back to the waterfall, we have a large Coleman lantern. We hoist that all the way up the ceiling. That lights up the waterfall during our lantern tours. They're a lot of fun. They're available only on the internet. Check them out next time you're in town. A lot of fun. And they usually sell out pretty quick. So if you're coming back, check it out enough time ahead so you can pick up one of those tours. It's a totally different tour. Feel like a real explorer. When you look at the waterfall, look behind the waterfall. There's a round wall behind that waterfall. We think when this cave was full of water, we think there's a huge whirlpool right where the waterfall is today. We think the whirlpool carved that round wall behind the waterfall. So look for that when lights come in. Then when the water table dropped out of here, whirlpool disappeared and it left the waterfall. And we have a heavy rain, that waterfall will triple in size. And during drought conditions, twice in 10 years I've been given tours, I've seen the waterfall no bigger than a garden hose. And it's a very sad looking waterfall. We have a long period of drought. No rain, no waterfall. Huge rains, huge waterfall. Sometimes it floods the cave, like I told you earlier. You'll also see a rope on the right-hand side. We can climb up that rope, go through a crack in the ceiling, get in the cave above the waterfall, go back another half a mile.
Can I do it?
It's a larger cave than this one. It's wider and higher, but there's no formations. It's all rock. All been carved out by water, no formations. That means there's no dripping water in there after it was formed. All right, survivors will be coming right down through here. They're going to come down through this lower level. So if you guys kind of back up to your right as soon as they're gone, we can see a fabulous waterfall that you waited for.
When you're in Forest Post,
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm 7 now, and I'll turn 18.
Temperature drops.
You guys have your video on?
Yeah.
I'll warn you, this is where the lights come on. These lights on the wall will change colors, and the big lights will come on and see a beautiful light. Okay guys, get your cameras ready, the lights are gonna come on. Get ready guys. Here we go.
It's my second time here.
Good for you. That was all about it.
Yeah, go ahead. You first. You first. I've been here. Get you a picture in front of the waterfall. Okay.
That's better. Let's get over here.
Mm-hmm.
What if you can see us flooded out? What's the photos of us flooded out or video of us flooded out?
No, I wouldn't have done that.
No, I said I want to see videos of it. And he was talking about the guy that goes up there like...
Oh, and lights the lantern?
Well, not lights the lantern. They light the lantern down there and they pour it up. But I'm saying they talk about getting into their cave.
Mm-hmm.
They go up there like once every 10 years.
I'd like to go up there.
And they go up there once a year. But they go...
Everybody say all. Later, buddy. We'll see you, man.
Come on, there it is. Wow, good. Oh, it's all right. Good to see you. Good to see you. Proud of you. All right. Hands full. Cool. Fun. All right. Good to see you. You the man. You the one man. Great job. Way to survive. Proud of you. Take a good job. Way to go. Great work. Good girl.
Thank you, sir. No problem. Oh, no.
What happens if I push the button?
Don't push the button.
Can I push the button?
No.